Hey friends, happy Friday. It's Shanna Tokarski here. And I wanted to do a follow-up video to my last video from last week called Do Something. And I was just convicted to do a second video. And the reason being is because I felt like I was really hard and I went out and I was just like, go do something. But I didn't really give you action steps, okay? So maybe if you're like a lot of people that I lead in my team, that you want details and you want steps and you want, what do I do next, you know? And so I wanted to share with you 3 strategies that I have done that have helped me actually go out there and do something. Instead of, you know, let's stop the talking, let's stop the everything has to be perfect, and go watch my last video if you didn't see it about doing something. But I wanted to do a follow-up on like, how do you actually like take that and put it into action, right? So if you're watching the replay, I didn't tell you this, but if you're watching the replay, give me some love, give me some hearts, hashtag replay, let me know that you are here and that you watched it. I sure hope that this adds value to your life. That is my goal, is just to share my experience and to share kind of what I've learned on this journey of being an entrepreneur for the last 10 years. The hard stuff, the good stuff, the ugly stuff, the pretty stuff, and just hope that it adds value to your life. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, you know, a lot of this stuff about being a leader, about chasing what you want in life, that can be applied to being a parent, to being an employee, to anything. But I speak mostly to entrepreneurs because that is what I do, my friends. I'm also a mother of small children right now. So a lot of my lessons come from there too. Disney movies, that's the season I'm in right now, right? If you have kids, if you have small children, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's the 3 things. Number 1, if you're struggling with like, what do I do now? Or what can I do? Something you can ask yourself, you know, to get yourself thinking is ask yourself, what can I do right now where I'm at with what I have? And that may be, I'll give you an example. Again, I'm a mom, so I'm going to tell you some things like that has helped me this summer really open up and really take advantage of, you know, it's summer and we only get 18 summers with our kids. If we're lucky, 18 full summers, you know, when they're a little bit older, they may not want to hang out with me. And so I want a pool. I really want a pool. We don't have the space right now. We're not going to put in a pool this summer. And so I went out and I bought a $10 blow up pool. And yes, they last for like, what, a week or 2. Mine's still blown up right here with like dirty water in it. And the kids were in it today. But that was an example of, okay, I can't go out and put in a $10,000 or $20,000, however much they cost, in-ground pool right now. But what can I do? With what I have right now, with where my kids are at, like what can I do right now that can make a difference? Okay, so that's just one example. There's millions of examples of things that you can do right now, and that question kind of like gets your brain to start thinking and brainstorming and like, what can I do right now with what I have, with where I'm at? Because I guarantee you can always do something, okay? So going back to my video, it's not about doing everything all at once, all perfect, because the timing's right, because you have the money, because you feel like you're qualified. It's nothing to do with that. Ask yourself that question. What can I do right now with what I have, with where I'm at? You can do something. Can't do everything, but you can do something. Everybody can do something, all right? Number 2, the 5-second rule. Okay, there's a whole book and I will post it down here. Mel Robbins is the author of the book called The 5-Second Rule. And this mindset has shifted my brain in so many ways. And that is just it's a way to break bad habits. And bad habits don't have to be chewing on your nails or playing with your hair. I know I have that habit. But it could be, or stop smoking or whatever, like when we think about bad habits. It could be bad thought patterns that you have in your mind that you need to break. Okay, so this is one that actually, there's a whole bunch of science behind it, and I highly recommend you go read that book if you're into the science and the reasoning behind how this works. It's absolutely fascinating, but you can break habits in an instant. All right. And you can trick your mind into doing the things you don't want to do to get results that you want. And so this is the 5-second rule. Okay. So let's talk about working out. Right. I get like today, I did not want to go work out this morning. Not feeling that great. I'm all sinusy. Allergies are really bad right now in Ohio. And so I was sitting at home being like, okay, I do not want to go work out. I do not want to go work out. What can I do instead of working out? Maybe I should just take a rest day. And you guys, pretty consistent with my gym time. I protect it, I guard it. And so one of the things that I do is when I'm feeling those things, when I know I need to do something and I don't want to do it, which happens a lot. All right. If anybody tells you they love to do everything they do all the time, that's a lie. Especially even as an entrepreneur, there's lots of things I have to do that I don't like to do. And so one of the things that I do is I count down backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Stops your brain, shifts your mindset, and you get up and you do it. I do that with a lot of things. These live videos. Have you ever done live videos? They're terrifying. Maybe not to you, but to me, they were terrifying when I first started doing them. And I thought, you know what? Every time I do it, still to this day, 5 minutes ago when I pressed live, I was like, okay, let's do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hit the button. And so many things you can trick your mind into doing the things you know you need to do. You need to discipline yourself. And so doing those things, that 5-second rule, that'll change your life, all right? So that's number 2, 5-second rule. And then number 3, here's a big one, you guys. Figure out who you are. Figure out what your calling is on this earth. Your calling is not my calling. Your calling is not, somebody else's calling. Your calling is your calling only. Your mission here on earth is specific to you. You have the gifts. You were given the gifts to be able to fulfill that mission, and nobody else can do it for you. And I think so many times we get caught up in the comparison game. We get caught up in the jealousy game. We get caught up in all these things. And it could all be solved by sitting down and figuring out who we are. What are we passionate about? What's our personality styles? Take the personality test. Take the Strength Finders test. If you want a whole list of tests that you can take that are online just to discover who you are, take the time to sit down and journal and write out the dreams that are in your heart and what you want to accomplish in this life. Take the time to figure out what it is that sets your soul on fire, because you are uniquely created to do something here, right? And I believe that with all my heart. And the reason that so many people get held back is they're too busy looking at other people's, life or social media feed or whatever, that they don't take the time to think about what it is, where's your heart? Who are you? I know who Shanna is. I know who she is. And that is why I can sleep at night, because I know what I am put on this earth to do. And I am doing it with all my might every single day. Do I fall short? Do I mess up? Do I make mistakes? Absolutely. I am human. But at the end of the day, at the end of my life, it's going to be me standing there who has to, I am accountable to my own life. I am the variable, and it's worth it to figure out who you are. You are not a mistake, all right? Your light, the person you were created to be, that is not a mistake. The things you're passionate about is not an accident, all right? The gifts that you have, your personality, the way that you are, it's beautiful, and it's here. You are you for a reason. And when you wake up and I'll leave you a quote that my mentor gave me. Her name is Robbie Page. Go follow her on social media. If you're looking for more insight and more powerful women that can just pour knowledge and wisdom into you. She said, you are living the best version of you when you wake up fired up about you, right? When you wake up in the morning, you're like, yes, I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be doing what I'm doing. And I am me. I know what I'm put here on this earth to do. It's worth all the time in the world to figure it out. Because once you figure it out, then you can go do something as you. You know what I mean? I hope that helps some of y'all. I hope that it liberates some of you that are trying to be who your parents say you need to be, or be who your boyfriend says you need to be, or be who your teacher said you should be when you were in college, or be the person that your boss says you should be. You know who you're supposed to be, right? And so I hope that that liberates you, and I hope that you stop looking at other people's calling and stop wanting to be them, because you are good enough and you're put on this earth to do something. So go do it. God bless you guys. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.